Hello everyone, my name is Daniel and I'm a programmer and an artist, and in the last video we started designing this building and then Blender crashed. So I've restored the progress that was lost, and we will just continue from here. One thing I did change was I reduced the number of vertices in the Boolean mesh on these doors and stuff. Previously they had vertices here and here as well, and that seemed to help a lot with the problems I was having with the Boolean deleting the whole wall. And then I noticed one other thing, which was that when it applies the Boolean, it's adding the cutting material in to fill in the faces where it cut. So one thing that I probably should add to the build walls or the cut holes node is just a delete geometry node, and we can do a material selection. Select the cutter material, and then we can just get rid of and delete faces, not points. And then that'll clean up the Boolean even further. So I need to add that to the cut holes node, I think, at the end, but I may do that in the future. Alright, so I think I was like adding doors over here or something. I don't know if I like that. Let's kind of try to get a bit of a plan going here. One thing, so to make sure it doesn't crash and to make editing faster Booleans are just really slow in general. And so if you try to evaluate the node as you're in real time as you're editing the mesh, it can make the editing experience really unresponsive. So sometimes I just mute this build cut holes node so that it doesn't do the Boolean operation while I'm editing, and then I can the reason I mute the node as opposed to like unchecking cut holes is it turns it off on every wall section, because you're editing a node in the node group rather than changing the setting on one modifier. So now we can edit this and everything's responsive and fast. I should keep this snap to the grid. Rotate that. I know we're going to want doorways here. I really need to make probably an interior door. This one's obviously an exterior looking door. Maybe one there. And then offset could be kind of cool. We could either do offset or we could do lined up. Kind of like this. And then we're going to need a door. I may replace these with different doors later on, but we'll want a door down here, just to give us an idea. Then we could try to come up with a bit of a plan. We could make a copy of our walls here and select the interior walls. We'll just separate this and invert the selection, delete everything. Now it's just a matter of deciding how we want to divide up this room. So somewhere here, so the basement's only under this part. So we're going to need a staircase going down probably into that. Why can't you undo annotations? So let's get a staircase in just so we can try to figure that out. So the way I like to do the staircase is I just add a cube. We'll add a vertex group. We'll assign everything to that vertex group. We'll move this to a new collection, cutters 2. And then on our floor object, we'll add go to our nodes, get a build cut holes. Drop that on there. We want to use self. So use self means we're going to cut a hole in the geometry of the object that the modifier is on, as opposed to pulling in geometry from a different object. And then the cutting object, I think in a different file I added a cutting collection option to this, but So I think we just need to add a collection info. Plug the collection info into our input. I think we want relative, realize instances, and then what do we just plug this in here? That's the cutting object. Or that's what we want, cutting object. And then this object we can set to be viewport display wire. And then it's not cutting a hole yet, because, oh, we need to select our cutter collection. Alright, so that should work. So now we can cut holes in the floor with these cubes. So then we just have to decide where we want to put a staircase. So I have a stairs object here. If it's going from the basement up, we need that to be 3 meters tall. We want to set the radius on this to be maybe 2. And then we'll just adjust this till the steps look climbable. Drop this down. So let's see, if we have a doorway coming in there, of course it probably helps to decide like what's going on in the basement. Is there a kitchen, or is it storage? Is it that could be kind of a okay spot. And then maybe there's like 2 rooms. There's a room behind the stairs, and then sort of a main room. Let's try that out. Drop this down. We're probably going to need a different style of wall there. Extrude this out. I think that's fine. So then we have a little hole here. Let's pull this over. Oops. I hate it when I do that. So in edit mode, I have numbers 1, 2, and 3 switch between vertex, edge, and face select mode. And I always press it in object mode. And in object mode, it like selects the first collection, which is almost never what I want to do. I should probably just get rid of that key map. So if we have that, then it makes sense for this wall to go like here. So I really need an interior door. So let's make one of those real quick. We can just copy this. We can get rid of these edge loops. They get like 2.5 meters tall. I think let's just copy this. And then change the material to a wood material. Let's get rid of the perturb, and then we'll convert this to a mesh. And then we'll just delete this arch, because I don't think I want it to be arch. Well, yeah, I don't think I want it to be arched. So then we'll just select these top loops, scale them so they're flat. And then let's do a shear, y -1, shear y1. Should be able to select these and bridge edge loops, add a couple of cuts in. Let's mark seams here, mark seam, unwrap it. I don't know why this texture looks so weird. Oh, I know why. Does that work? There we go. It had a UV attribute. So let's make this a little bigger. Now I just need to line it up. So I'll just snap the 3D cursor here, correct face attribute, select everything, and scale it up. Well, I don't want to do that. I will drag this up first to like there, and then I will select everything else and spread out the loops a little bit. Not that that really matters too much. All right. I don't think we need to do anything else. Obviously, these doors eventually will need like the actual doors probably. So we'll make another copy of a collection object. Let's Control G to make these a door interior. We'll do collection object. Collection should be door interior. We'll line these up. And then we can add this object to our doors and windows, which will probably mess everything up. So let's see, let's make sure this object, this should be door interior. So we'll run our placeholder materials again. Alright, so then we just need to fix, this is kind of annoying, but those are fine. I can't see what I'm doing. These should be the window square. These should be the window arched. This is why, so what I probably should have done instead, let's make this a door interior. And then we can make it a little shorter. What I probably should have done is just made a new collection. So let's make sure this is all assigned to the Boolean. And then let's unmute. So when I modified the build cut holes node to add the collection for the stairs, I broke the part that was working for the doors and windows. So I just fixed that. So with the collection info, instead of plugging it straight in to separate geometry, which obviously doesn't work, now we're checking the domain size to see if there's any points in it. And if there's points, then we're switching between the geometry and the realized collection geometry. So if there's something in the collection, it'll use the collection. Otherwise, it'll use the geometry, which allows it to work on both because, well, I guess then in the build walls, I should probably change it. Then I could just change it to plug this collection in here instead of the OR geometry. Anyway, there's always something to fix on the nodes. Alright, so what was I doing? I was looking at like walls or something. Oh, we added a door. So we have an interior door now in the collection. So let's put one of those. See, now it's really slow again, so I will mute this again. Alright, let's make a door. It needs to go down one. So I don't know where we want this door. I guess somewhere like there could work. Then we're gonna want stairs going up to the second floor too. So we'll just move this up 4, and then we can add cut holes to this. Cutters 2. Use self. So I'm thinking it could be cool to have these stairs next to each other, like this. Of course, then we have this awkward space here. The other problem is this flight of stairs should probably be taller, or longer, I mean, because it's has to go a meter higher. For now, let's just position this here. It should be 4 meters on this one. So then let's pull this back a little more. See, that feels kind of cramped. Let's move everything over one. Like so. Let's add a door. Move it 1/2 meter so it's centered. You can make a weird zigzag wall here. So it's a little bit weird. I'm trying to think what these rooms are. So one thing I was thinking of having maybe like a balcony, big sort of balcony. I think it kind of would be cool if this was maybe the kitchen or something. It was separate. And then maybe it has a little pantry or something. Now the other thing is I want to think about paths and opportunities for moving through this space. So if this is one way in, so let's see, we want a door here obviously. And then if we put a door there. We need more windows. I think we want some windows over here. That does not work so well. We can put it there. So it's annoying. So they're evenly spaced except for the end. So here's another thing you can do. You can just make a face, and it'll be centered in the face if you have the uniform scale on. So maybe, So now you can like come in this way. It's pretty open. You can come in to here. This lets you come in, like you can come in around this way in the basement. And then you can come upstairs and get in this back area. Let's try using this again. So then we're gonna need like a floor. We just move it all out one. We did this. Is that too big? So then that almost needs like a wall of some sort. we need 6 of these, 5 of these. Let's merge. So I'm just scaling it up and watching over here until the edge is in the center of the last column. And then we're going to apply this, select interior faces. And then what does it look like if we copy this? I just need to go in the cutting collection. That's fine. So this needs a different style wall though, because the this top piece interferes with the arches. Unless I made the arches shorter. I don't know, that's kind of interesting. I feel like this then becomes repetitive. So I think this should be windows. Or we should put the door somewhere else. I need to turn off this again because it's too slow. So we put a door here. And then we put a window over here. See, the problem with that is it doesn't line up with this one. There we go. So then we need a doorway up on top. Maybe that's, maybe we can do this door up here, a bunch of them. Or maybe 2. I feel like this needs to be slightly taller. Just because everything feels too cramped right now. Either that or I need to change the style. I feel like I want to get rid of this bottom part since it's the second story. So let's make a copy of this. And instead of this whole bottom thing, let's do something like this. We will flatten it all out. And then let's do less at the top here too. So maybe something like this. Move this over. Make this way smaller. I wonder what that looks like. So now I think we should make a double-sided one of these. We'll call this wall exterior 2. Do it like that. Should be fine. And then let's select exterior wall 2. Let's see, we need a copy of this. for these doors over here. We should just delete these vertices. Delete those vertices. Fill that face. Should work for that. Let's check our booleans. So this doesn't seem to be lined up. Snap it to the grid. I think that's pretty good. So if we have that, then I guess there's got to be like a hallway here. Room, room, room. Something like that. Well, the door, or the stairs come up there, so... Let's get some walls up here. I feel like this interior wall's too thick, so I'm gonna go edit it. Before I do that, so I can edit it, I'm gonna mute the boolean. So I'm just going to snap the cursor here. Select everything and scale it on the y-axis by like 0.75 or something. So then this wall needs to come down by 0.5 meters. Since our second story is now 3.5 meters tall. I mean, the corner obviously makes sense for there to be a wall here, sort of. Let's see, we need a different wall for this, though. We want exterior and interior on this one. Let's flip normals. So then if we have this be like a hallway, we need a room at the top of the stairs. I just realized I never turned this on. Sorry. Okay, then we're gonna need, this should be at least 2 rooms. I don't like that the doors don't line up with anything. What if we made it 3 rooms? Then the doors line up, which is nice. We can bring up a door here. Flip it around. Like that. Doors line up with outside doors. So our pretty small rooms. I guess we could make this one bigger. Make that like a... Get rid of this. We could put a... closet at the end of the hallway. See, we need a doorway into this room. And we have this weird space behind the stairs. I guess we'll just leave it for now. So then we need some sort of a railing here. You can probably use some of these pieces to make something. See, we need, so Does that work? I mean, if we did 2 meters, it hits the center of all of them. I don't know. Just leave it, I guess. Then we need some sort of a wall railing sort of deal. Let's add a mirror. Let's try that. Copy of this. And select this new piece I made. Snap to increment. Delete all of this. Wait, how does that work? Oh, so yeah, you need to make sure the origin point is at the bottom corner. Well, you probably want it centered on the y-axis. Oh, it's 0.5 off because well, there's definitely too many of these if you make them bigger. So let's go back to 3, 4. I don't know. I don't really like it. We'll come back to it. Let's see. We need some windows in here. Let's bring this across. Maybe between there and there. Do 3. Let's 2, come back 1. And then we'll want one in this room. Just line this up with our wall. Put 2 on here. Let's bring these in. So then what do we got here? Stairway. Can't really do so much by the stairs. I guess we could put one in the corner there. Just try to line it up. It needs to come this way, touch. See, that's kind of weird though, because it's like from the inside it doesn't line up right. So then over here we've got, we could put one over here. Maybe we do, should we do smaller windows back here? Yeah, maybe like that. If this was like a closet or something, we could put one over here. And then this is, we should put some here along the hallway. So I put a doorway there. We make them slightly smaller though. And then line it up like that. center it. Try to get the same sort of spacing. I think I like that. So then we could do 2 over here. Maybe like this. I think that's pretty good. We need some along here. Should I line them up? Well, that would not work. What was under that? I wonder if I should put another... I think that's better, maybe. Only problem is with that is this doesn't hit in a nice spot. We're just gonna have to cheat all the windows a little bit, I think. So then we'll copy those all up and see what happens if we make them square windows. Try to make them the same size as the other windows. What are we looking at here? Let's turn the boolean back on. I think I like that pretty well. Could maybe add a window here. I don't know, let's do some roofs next. Still not sure what I think about this. So I've got a roof piece here. It's just plain with a texture on it, essentially. I think we'll keep it pretty simple. I don't think I like that piece. We'll do something else along the top. So I'm thinking, before we do this, let's make it wide enough. Clamp off. 1.7. 1.7. And then we can just line this up. Line that up. Keep it simple. Basic roof. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with that. Obviously, you could like put another gable here and have this roof tee into it, and that could maybe be more interesting. Or you could put like a tower or something. There's always ways you could do. I don't hate the idea of the other gable. I don't know. Anyway, let's make a gable. Especially because they're all going to be the same size, so that'll make it easy. I wonder if I can just copy this. I think I can just do a mirror. So I only have to do one side. I forget, I think I rotated this 30 degrees. Yes. So what I want to do is separate this. Select all of this, rotate it 30 degrees. What if we make a copy of this, rotate that 30 degrees? Move this over here, do a shear, eyeball it. I know there's probably a way to do that precisely, but I don't know what it is. Then we'll rotate this 30, whoa. We'll rotate this 30 degrees. Let's turn off correct face attributes, then rotate it. Rotate it 30 degrees. Oh, that's dumb. I can just do clipping. Or bisect. Bisect X. That would have been the easy way to do it. Of course, now I can't move this easily. So there's a couple things you can do. We could add a loop cut in all of this and straighten it out. Because if you try to edge slide, then it'll rotate on us, which isn't really what we want. Or I think the easiest way might be in this case to make a face. Here, add a custom transform orientation, delete the face. Select this end again, and then we can just drag it out as far as we want. Turn correct face attributes back on. So then, can move this out one. So now we got to figure out how we want to tie this into the end here. I'm thinking maybe we just make a copy of this. So here's another trick. You can take an edge, separate it into another object, and then do the knife project to cut the end off. Then you can just delete that object. So we can select these ends. So then I think I just want, pull it back a little bit. We can pull this back one. So now we really just need to fill in the behind. I think we can just pull this over. Collapse that all the way down. Just extrude this back maybe. Now, even though I don't think there'll ever be an angle where you'll be able to see this face in my game, if this is a building I put in my game, because it's a top-down view, you sometimes do want to put those faces in, because if you have a light, depending on if the back face is allowed to cast shadows or not, you could have bad lighting. I think in Blender it must do that by default. But I know in Unity back faces don't cast shadows by default. So sometimes you want to include faces you'll never see in the final render, because the shadow casting camera will need to render it for the shadow mask. So then we just want to add something to the end here so it has less abrupt of a ending. I don't know if I like that, but it does the job. Then we want to run something along the ridge line and around the edges probably. Well, first of all, we should copy this over here. Let's turn increment back on, move this over here. Oh, I didn't put one there. Let's put one over there. We'll separate this. We will flatten this out. Let's flatten this out, move it all the way over to the end. And then we need one over here, like so. And then we should scale X, -1. Line that up. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. So now I just want to run something along the ridge line here to cover up that seam. So I think I'll just copy this piece, separate that, get rid of the mirror, we don't need that, and then, oops, increment back on. See, now I do want now I want the mirror again. Let's get rid of this face and pull this, oops, turn clipping on, pull that over, get rid of the, apply that, unwrap, let's get rid of this edge loop. So now I'm just trying to, so I think you're going to want some sort of an end piece. Do I have anything for that? It's like too much. What if we took the top part of this? Like that. Pulled this into it. Maybe did some kind of an array. It's kind of interesting. Then we can just stretch this across. Move this over here. Rotate it. Drag it out. Make a copy of this. Put it over here. We need 2 more. Now I just need something along the edge. I don't know, I still don't like these things. They need to, they like come out of nowhere, is the problem. I wonder if I did like arches instead. Like what if I just cut, like what if it was like this? Or something. I don't know, I'll have to keep thinking about that. So, should I just run this along the edge too? So it doesn't look so thin. Can rotate it 30 degrees. Put it behind. So now this is one of those, I don't think there'll be an attic to this, so it should be fine just to leave this running through, because if when you go inside it hides upper levels and stuff, so I should just be able to hide all of this as part of the roof, and that'll be fine. So in that case we can just make a copy of this. Put it on the end here. Make another copy. Put it on this side. And for that matter, you could snap the cursor to this, or I guess we don't even need to snap the cursor, we could just add a mirror, but this is the mirror object on the y-axis. Alright, we need some kind of a patio under here, I think. Obviously, we could do more with the floors. Different kinds of floors and stuff. Make this a different kind of floor. All right, let's select all of this. Move that to a new collection called roof. And we can add a new mesh with a collection to object with the roof collection. And I need to change the settings on this. Just make it relative, because in this case I just want to have one object that we're working with instead of, because then I can just hide the whole roof at once. This closet deal needs a door. Let's turn off the boolean. Copy of this, rotate it 90 degrees. Okay. Does this not line up? There we go. Now it lines up. So we could give this room new material. It's like a wood floor. And then let's just add a sort of tiled patio floor here. Maybe it comes out a little bit. I feel like it looks kind of a dark. Colors need some work. We're going to try to put a retaining wall deal in here. Obviously this should not be grass. We will extrude this out. Then we can try to put some kind of stairs in there maybe. This needs to go up like 3 meters. Let's make it 3 for the radius. Okay. Or maybe it would be better if this was aligned with this, like that, and then this curved around this way. I don't know, that's kind of interesting. And then we could just get rid of this and have this come in here. And then we need to make some kind of a mesh for this wall. I'm thinking some kind of almost stair-stepped pattern. So that doesn't work so good. I don't know, that's super rough. I didn't say anything while I was doing that, so I will probably edit it down, but I'm just adjusting this wall, trying to make something. It's too angular. I might just get rid of that and do it with a curve or something. I like the idea. It needs more work on the details and stuff. I've been recording for an hour and 50 minutes, so I'm going to end this one here. I may revisit this model if I think of some more stuff I want to do to it that would be interesting to show. I think I covered most of what I wanted to show about the tools and how I use them, and I think we were able to put together something that's pretty cool. It's I'd say it's maybe 50% complete, like the big idea's kind of done. But it needs a lot more little details before it would be completely finished. I didn't do anything. The stairs are incomplete. The floors need a lot more work. I need to bring in more materials and stuff. I'm not really happy with this texture for the balcony and the patio sort of thing. This is wrong. It needs to be pulled down like I did on the front. I feel like this railing needs some sort of detail. Yeah, just needs some sort of a detail in it. Anyway, I think that's all I want to cover for now, so hopefully you found it interesting and informative. If you want me to go into more detail on any of the nodes or techniques I used in the video, feel free to ask about those, and I may do a part 3 about this and take it even further, or I may call it here. I don't know. I'm not sure what else is. I feel like to take it further from here would be a lot of detailing work and stuff, and I'm not really sure what I'd have to say about that. But yeah, that's all for this one. Thanks for watching.